say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome to America's Parade, the 2013 Veterans Day Parade in the heart of New York City. I'm Greg Kelly.
I'm Rosanna Scotto. So nice to be back hosting this parade. We have such a beautiful parade planned for you today. It's a gorgeous day in New York City.
It's really nice. It's kind of chilly, but a good chilly, a brisk chilly. And by the way, that was United We Sing, some beautiful singers who did a great job with the Star Spangled Banner. All right, we just had the incumbent mayor, Mayor Mike Bloomberg, walk by for the last time as mayor.
Wow, and we have Mayor-elect Bill de Blasio just moments away. You're going to meet so many important people, but mostly the men and women who are so important to our freedom, the people who have served in the war and continue to make such a difference in our lives.
The Grand Marshal of this parade is General Ann Dunwoody, a four-star general, the first female four-star general in the history of the armed forces. And Rosanna, I got an idea. Let's get out of the way for the flag.
Okay, that's a good idea.
This is one big flag. Come here for a second, sir. Take a duck. This is the FDNY flag, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's the Ground Zero flag.
The
Oh,
Ground
it
Zero
is?
flag, the original?
It's the original is retired. This is a replica of the original because the original has been getting worn.
And who are some of the people that are holding the flags?
You got Mary Ann Kane, which is George Kane's mother. You got John Casanova, which is the caretaker of the flag. You got John Lew, who's helping us.
Beautiful. What's your name, sir?
Gene Lynch.
Gene Lynch. I'm glad we got that taken care of. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. And Greg, I think we see our mayor-elect.
Mayor-elect Bill de Blasio, fresh off his 50-point victory in the mayor's race.
Nice to see you, Mayor. How are you?
Mayor-elect de Blasio, welcome and congratulations.
Thank
we haven't
you.
seen you since your big night.
It's my honor to be here. It's an extraordinary day.
So what does it feel like being the mayor-elect walking your first parade?
It's an amazing feeling, and the response all over has been great. But it's a very personal feeling too. You know, my dad served in World War II in the Army in the Pacific. My wife's father served in Europe in combat in World War II. So, you know, when we meet these veterans today, it's personal, appreciating their service, appreciating what they've done for this country, and knowing that a lot of what they did then came home to their families in very real ways. And we have to support veterans and their families to this day.
And the city has been doing that over the years. There are some pretty decent programs in effect right now.
And we have to continue that. Look, the city of New York has a special obligation to protect our veterans in every way we can. And we know that a lot of our young folks have come home from Iraq and Afghanistan with particular needs. It's a federal government responsibility, but the city of New York also has to do all we can to support veterans here.
You know, we talk about today as a day to say thank you to the men and women who serve in our military. But you talk about every day is a day that we have to remember them. They come back, some are without jobs, some have some medical issues that they have to deal with. You can kind of relate to that because your dad, when he came back, he had some issues as well.
Yeah. Well, he had lost his leg in the Battle of Okinawa, and he clearly had emotional issues too. And you know, those who go through combat, it's impossible for them to not come back with some of the scars and some of the challenges. And that affects the whole family and affects it for years. You know, someone Here today, Bill White, who's one of the key forces behind the Intrepid, said to me a few years ago, you need to understand that your family said to me that World War II continued in a certain way, affecting the lives of our family for years and years after. And I think that's true of the veterans today, those from Iraq and Afghanistan and other conflicts. It's still affecting them, and therefore we have to be with them. We have to support them.
Folks are watching Coast to Coast right now. They're seeing the next mayor of the city of New York, Bill de Blasio. Swearing day is January 1st.
January
right?
1.
You psyched?
Of course. A lot to do, though. A lot to do.
Including, if you don't mind, Rosanna and I would love to have you back on the set of Good Day New York. We haven't seen you in a while.
It'd be my pleasure to be back, and our new public advocate, Letitia James, is here. And
someone who is following in your footsteps.
Yes, and she's going to do a great job.
I thought he was going to ask you for tickets.
Do you have any advice for Letitia who's following in your footsteps?
Keep the mayor honest at all times.
And I plan on doing that.
Go for it, Letitia.
Thank you so much.
Mayor-elect Bill de Blasio, thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor-elect. Take care. All right, this is a day that we are celebrating our veterans.
And we got a special veteran with us. He's actually kind of on our staff. He's going to be part of our anchor team. His name is Ed Vick. He's a Vietnam veteran. He served in the U.S. Navy. And more recently, he was chairman of Young and Rubicon, one of the biggest advertising firms in the world. Ed, great to see you. Welcome.
It's great to be here. This is spectacular. You know, you come back from Vietnam, nobody's talking about a parade, at all. So it's just absolutely great to be here. And thank you for your service as well, Greg. He really is tall, he's very tall. My dad and him, they actually have something in common. They both, his dad and my dad both served in Okinawa, as it turned out. So let me turn it over to Elise Zwick. Elise Zwick, now she was Miss New York 2009. She is a host on television, but most importantly, she is one of the biggest supporters of veterans in this city. Elise, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ed. Happy Veterans Day, everyone. I'm Elise Zwick, Veterans Advocate and spokesperson of the United War Veterans Council. Thank you to all of those who have served, who are serving, and to your families. We're so happy to have you with us. An exciting day along the parade route. So stay with us. We're going to head over and say hello to Mr. Antoine Lewis of Fox 5. Antoine?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and all of the cities that are watching us bring you this parade right here in the greatest city in the world, in the best country in the world, celebrating the best military in the world on the planet. That is absolutely why we are here today, why we are bringing you this coverage, just to share a little bit of personal connection with you veterans out there that are watching today. My father served in Vietnam in the Army. His father, my grandfather Matthew, served in World War II. So this is a very personal day for me, and I'm so honored and so humbled to be bringing you this and to bring you this coverage and joining Greg and Ro and Elise and Ed. And we're going to see you right after the break, but stay tuned and watch for some more shout outs to all of our veterans today.
Hi, I'm Rahm Emanuel, Mayor of Chicago. With over 200,000 veterans in the Chicagoland area, we are committed to giving our servicemen and women the recognition they deserve. We're helping our heroes transition to civilian life by opening 2 new Veterans Resource Centers in our neighborhoods. We've also launched the Service to Success Scholarship Program at the city colleges and opened a unique housing project of one of a kind for military families. We know that with their skills and experience, veterans have so much to offer and will make great contributions to Chicago's success because they have proven that they have the leadership to do it. On behalf of all Chicagoans, we're proud to be a part of America's parade, and we're proud of our men and women and our veterans.
On behalf of the New York Knicks, I want to thank all the veterans, all the soldiers. Love y'all for everything y'all do for our country.
Hey, this is Coach Woodson. I want to send a shout out to all the veterans and just want to say we appreciate what you've done over the years and what you continue to do for our country. Thank you.
On behalf of the Knicks, I just want to say thank you for all of our veterans for serving our country and keeping us safe at home. Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? This is J.R. Smith. On behalf of the Knicks, the whole organization, our staff, we want to say thank you guys for everything.
Welcome, and listen to that if you can.
That is the United War Veterans Council float that just went by. They are the sponsors of this parade.
Oh, that's so nice.
Beautiful kids. I may like this version better than Lee Greenwood's. I don't know. It's so beautiful.
Hey, Greg, this is a perfect time to mention that you also have served our country.
Well, Rosanna, I got to tell you, it was a privilege to serve. It really was. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. I really did. I was in for 9 years active duty, and I've been in the reserves for about 10.
Wow.
I'll tell you something else. He's a very brave guy. Those Harriers were hard planes to fly. He was a hell of a guy. There he is.
Piece of cake.
There he is. Look at him. There he is.
No, I mean,
Fantastic.
What a cool-looking guy.
Oh, you are too nice.
Cool-looking guy.
Well, welcome back to the 2013 America's Parade, the 2013 Veterans Day Parade right here in the heart of New York City. Rosanna Scotto, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. We're going to meet some very interesting people today. We're going to meet some generals, including the first female four-star general.
And we have the general who's currently in charge of the United States Army, General Ray Odierno. And this, by the way, is Ed Vick, a U.S. Navy veteran, a Vietnam veteran, and former chair of Young and Rubicam. That's like the biggest advertising agency in the world, I'm told.
Nah, 4 or 5.
All right, it's up there. It's bigger than any advertising
You know,
agency we've ever run.
Yes. All right, that's fantastic. We are being seen all over the country, Greg. 9 markets right now.
10 altogether.
Let's go. Baltimore, welcome. That's my TV in Baltimore. Chicago, my 50. Dallas, Fort Worth, my 27. Hello, Dallas.
Houston, my 20. Minneapolis, St. Paul, my 29.
We are in the air in L.A., Los Angeles. What time is it there in L.A.? Oh, it's not that early. It's 9:10.
Okay, that's nice. Orlando, Daytona Beach, they're on our time. I believe it's 65.
Okay,
Phoenix.
Also Phoenix, my 45. Washington, D.C., my 27. And online, you can watch us at americasparade.org/view.
That's right.
What do we have here?
What do we have? Is
Support Goodwill suits.
Right. Native American marchers, Native American women. Did you know that the highest per capita service in Vietnam was Native Americans?
No, I didn't
Yes,
know that.
it was. It wasn't the actual number, but per capita was absolutely the highest.
Ed, I know you were talking about coming back from Vietnam and what kind of reception you got, and obviously people now, I guess over the years, after that big mistake of not saying thank you to people who came back.
That's right. But I'll tell you something.
We're trying to make it up.
You know who started making it up is Ed Koch.
Mayor Ed Koch.
Mayor Ed Koch. He asked me and a number of other people to be on the board of the New York Vietnam Veterans Memorial Commission. And we had a welcome home parade in 1986. Fantastic. He was the biggest single driver, and he was a great man. Loved him.
We miss him. We certainly miss him.
We do miss him, indeed.
Daily News, the good people at Daily News coming by.
And we are talking about women who serve.
This parade is really dedicated to everybody who served in the armed forces. But
There are some of them right now.
Special attention of women. Women are fighting now in the armed forces in a way they never have before. Almost all jobs are available to women. We have not seen this before in the history of our country up until relatively recent years.
Oh, there's our friend Brian from the Daily News.
Hey, Brian. All right.
You know, almost 20% of those who served in Iraq and Afghanistan are women.
20%.
Wow.
And some of them in very serious.
Very difficult jobs. Very difficult.
Some of these
jobs.
wars, there's no front line. Listen,
No.
let's stop pontificating about the military. We have the boss of the United States Army with us right now, General Ray Odierno, Chief of Staff of the United States Army. General, welcome to
Thank you.
Welcome to the parade.
It's great to be here. It gets bigger every year.
It does.
It does.
And
It
you're
does.
almost in your neck of the woods.
I
You're a
am.
Jersey boy,
I am.
right?
I am, absolutely.
Do you still have family over
Yes,
here?
I do.
Are they watching?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. My son works and lives here.
Well, we're gonna talk to him
Yeah,
later.
so-
And
Your son, a veteran who served in Iraq. I know you served in Iraq for how long have you served overseas since 9/11?
About 6 years, a little less than 6 years.
6 years time spent away from your family. Wow. Well, thank you for your service.
Thanks.
How's the Army doing today?
We're doing okay. You know, these are times of transition. We're coming out of Afghanistan and trying to look to the future, trying to figure out our budget and what that means for the Army, but we'll make sure we continue to have the best Army in the world as we move forward, and those are the challenges that we'll meet and move forward with.
absolutely.
General, let's talk about the 100,000 mission. What is that?
Well, what's been great is here in New York City, led by J.P. Morgan, they want to hire 100,000 veterans, and actually they've just changed it to 200,000 by 2020, and it's so important. You know, every year 150,000 men and women leave the Army, That's just the Army alone.
Right.
And so it's important for us. They've contributed so much to our nation. For me, it's important that we hire veterans. And I think they're a great hire. They're dedicated. They are smart. They're leaders. And any company should be glad to hire them. And for me, there's no better way to pay back their service than providing them a job.
Look who's coming by, General.
Yeah.
The long gray line. The long gray line, right?
Yep.
This is West Point, about 55 miles or so north of here. Your alma mater, sir. When did you graduate West Point?
1976.
A lot of weekends on Liberty here in New York?
A lot.
General, can you talk about General Ann Dunwoody and what it was like for her to break that glass ceiling?
Well, Ann and I General Dunwoody and I have known each other for many, many years. But what's interesting about Ann is she's a soldier. She always has been a soldier. It was not about her being a female. She broke the barrier because she was a great soldier who happened to be a female.
Yeah.
And she's a great role model for everyone. And I'm just so proud of her. I'm proud of her service. I'm proud to have her as a great friend. But she really has broken barriers for women. And she did it the right way. And so it's an honor to know, and I'm proud that I had the chance to associate with her.
Ed here is a veteran of Vietnam, and we were speaking earlier
Riverine Force, River Patrol.
Forces who came back from that conflict weren't necessarily greeted as warmly as they are today. I want to verify through you, the troops are being treated right.
No, they are. They absolutely are. And I think, frankly, I give the Vietnam veterans a lot of credit for that. I think a lot of them have spearheaded to ensure that never happens again. And I think the rest of the United States as well. They realized they weren't right.
Right.
And they realized they had to do it differently. And people have been wonderful. The thing I've learned is how generous Americans are. Americans can be very generous. And people do care about honoring those who served. And I think it's very important. Again, it shows the growth of this parade in the last 10 years has been incredible.
20,000.
It's
20,000 here.
Wow.
And, 300 units.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
And all the people along the streets. And the fact that you're televising this. And it's
all
getting
over the
bigger
country.
all over the country. It's great. And it's important for people to realize that these are men and women who sacrifice themselves for their country. Our country's special. The liberties, the freedoms that we have. And since I've been in many, 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 many countries, there's nothing like the United States. And so we need men and women who are willing to do that. And we should honor them because they're willing to sacrifice that, and their families as well.
General Odierno, it's so good to see you on Fifth Avenue. When I first met the General, it was in a palace in Tikrit, Iraq.
That's right.
Oh,
that's
no.
right. It was a little while ago.
What were you two doing
The
there?
early days.
So the General was commanding, I believe, the 4th Infantry Division.
Yeah.
And
That was the very early days. That was, I think, right before we caught Saddam Hussein, I think. So
it was in the summer of
2003.
Right.
You were there when they rolled across the border.
That's correct. Long time ago now.
Yeah.
General Odierno, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Much.
It's
Thank
always,
you so much.
And thanks for covering this today.
Thank you
I
for all
really
that you do
appreciate
for our
it very
country.
much. Thank you.
All right, we have Lise Zwick. She has a special guest.
Hi guys, I'm here with Colonel Mary Westmoreland, and we are going to talk about her service and how we're honoring women in the military this year during the parade. What does that mean to you?
It means an enormous amount at this very moment. New recruits are being sworn in right behind me. And I remember the day I was sworn in 1976, April 13th. That's huge. When I look back after so many years and realize how far we've come and how many women before me carried the weight, and then I was afforded the opportunity, many more opportunities because of it.
Absolutely. Do you have any advice for the recruits coming up through the ranks?
It's a good question. I probably want to just say to them that it's very hard. There is no joke. You're going to be challenged, but the rewards are immense. The friendships you make and the relationships are tremendous, and the contribution you give to our nation is just so amazing. And it's subtle even at the end of your career as a civilian, as I am today, a retiree, proud citizen soldier,
yes,
and a very proud veteran today.
Well, we're so excited to have you with us. I know you were very anxious to watch the parade and get back on stage, but
I am.
Thank you so much for being here. And you were a combat veteran?
I am.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Not much to tell. Nothing like the wars of today,
Sure.
the past decade. My son was in Iraq. Our daughter was mobilized and deployed and worked with the wounded as a clinical therapist.
Wow.
But my combat pales by comparison to those that paid today. And my mission in today's world is to work for them and to show and to keep it alive. Remember the contributions.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. It's an honor to have you. Thank you for your service and your family's service.
Oh, thank you. But I thank the citizens out there all across the country who are honoring today. It's such an important day for the citizens of this democracy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Elise. And yes, she is a distant relative of the late General William Westmoreland.
Well, she's a colonel in her own right.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
We
My
have a
boss's
special-
boss's boss.
A few more bosses thrown in.
Yeah.
We have a special message for the people from J.P. Morgan Chase.
My name is Ryan Enriquez. I am proud to be part of JP Morgan Chase because we support the veteran community. I joined the team in 2011 as one of the first hires of the 100,000 Jobs Mission. The 100,000 Jobs Mission is a coalition of over 80 companies committed to hiring 100,000 veterans within 10 years.
The decision to hire Ryan was easy. During the interview, he displayed integrity, judgment, responsibility, and teamwork. And all those things came from his military experience. I was a supervisor for the first 2 years and watched him rise from an associate to a vice president.
I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted a challenge and to be part of a team. Joining JP Morgan Chase has given me the same opportunities as a civilian. My advice to transitioning veterans is to seek out companies who value our skills, and the 100,000 Jobs Mission website is a great place to start.
JP Morgan Chase has a long-standing relationship with the military. We not only bring them in the door, but we also have resources and programs to support long-term development.
The transition process doesn't stop once you get hired. It's an evolution, and it takes a team to be successful. And I'm fortunate that JP Morgan Chase helped me take the next step.
That was really nice. Well, we have a very special guest with us, Anthony Odierno. Does that name ring a bell?
It sounds like
He was
we
just here.
Right. Well, it's
Well,
the sun, right?
This one has more hair.
Let's start with Anthony Odierno. He is a 2001 graduate of West Point, served until 2007, suffered a serious injury overseas, and now he's with the good people at JP Morgan Chase doing some fantastic things that we're eager to talk about. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
How is JP Morgan Chase helping veterans?
Well, we're doing a variety of programs in the areas of employment, housing, and education, areas where we felt we could have the biggest impact. I'd really like to mention our role in the 100,000 Jobs Mission.
Yes.
It's a coalition of 123 companies, private sector companies, committed to hiring veterans. We've already hired over 92,000 towards our goal to 100,000 the last couple years, and I'm proud to announce that we're doubling that commitment to 200,000 veterans by 2020.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Great.
If somebody is watching at home, what do they know? What do they need to know to get involved with this?
Well, if you're a private sector company, we'd like you to join the 100,000 Jobs Mission. Go to jobsmission.com. You can learn all about what we're doing.
In your experience, what do veterans offer the civilian workforce that is special, that's different?
Well, I think that they offer something that most their age don't have. The leadership, the teamwork, the ability to make decisions and timely, accurate decisions in very difficult circumstances. And then they also have a lot of technical skills as well. When you look at logistics, engineering, medical services, they have a lot of those skills as well.
They take responsibility. They don't complain. They show up.
You're exactly right.
They're unbelievable. By the way, you were very modest earlier when you talked about the coalition. Your company has actually taken the lead in that coalition, and you're very modest about that. But
yeah,
your company really has taken the lead.
Yeah, and we've hired over 6,000 just JP Morgan Chase in the last 2 years. So we're very proud of that, and we're going to continue our commitment. So.
Your dad was just on just 2 minutes ago. He said he was so proud of you.
Well, I'm very proud of him as well.
not only just for his success as a soldier, but who he is and how he's done it. I couldn't have asked for a greater role model growing up, and just very fortunate to be from a family that really, taught me about service and the value of serving in the military.
It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Anthony Odierno, thank you so much. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with America's Parade.
Congratulations to all of our veterans, and have a wonderful parade.
We had a beautiful Texas-style shout-out from our friends at Houston My 20. Ever been to a rodeo, Rosanna?
I don't think so, but I would like to go. I wrote a mechanical bull. Does that work? Is that the same thing?
Does it count? We'll have to ask a cowboy. We are a long way from the rodeo right now. We're in the heart of New York City. This is 5th Avenue.
A lot of FDNY going by.
I love this. This is everybody's yelling at us, and
Yeah.
we salute you for your service. This is a day that we should remember. We should be saluting our military every day, but today especially.
It's a great reminder, and we are joined by one of New York's most prominent veterans, Police Commissioner Ray Kelly of the New York City Police Department, who served in Vietnam. I think we have a picture of your service, sir. We'll go ahead and call for it. You may remember this.
I do.
This moment.
I needed a shower. Cool-looking guy.
It looked like you had been through a lot here. What's this? What happened?
That was on a ship. I came back on that ship after Operation Harvest Moon, and that was in early in Vietnam, December of 65. But it brings back memories, looking at that picture. Not all good memories, but it brings back memories.
What is the greeting like that we're showing our veterans today compared to the one that those who returned from Vietnam received?
Well, obviously there was some really negative reactions when people came back from Vietnam. I never experienced that personally, but I know many people who did. So this is a terrific. It's well received, and I don't think we can ever do enough for the veterans. It's just, and today it's a little brisk out there, but it has such a great feeling to it, It's,
Commissioner, when you got back from Vietnam, how difficult was it for you to figure out what you wanted to do with your life and to get a job?
Well, I was in a unique situation because I had already been a member of the police department, only for a couple of days, but so I knew I was going back to the department. I actually went to the police academy as a recruit because I had never been trained. So my future, at least in the immediate future, was sort of spoken for, and I had an intention of going to law school, which I did do in the department. The police department has just been phenomenal. For me, it was the best choice I made. But a lot of people coming out of the service, it's particularly now, the economy is so uncertain that I know there was an announcement about some of the companies hiring people. J.P. Morgan Chase is doing that, and I know you had young Anthony Odierno here. He's a very impressive young man, really, and they're so engaged in that. So it's it's the right thing to do, and these young men and women deserve at least that.
Were you excited when your son said that he wanted to follow in your footsteps in the military?
Yes, I was, and he's done a terrific job. Actually, I wanted to be a pilot, but I could never cut the mustard, I guess, in terms of the testing things. He did, and the Harrier jet is probably the most difficult plane to fly in the military.
We were just saying that earlier, and he doesn't take a lot of credit for that. It's a hard plane to fly.
It's very hard, and any pilot I speak to, any military pilot, says precisely that. So I'm very, very proud of him. Lieutenant Colonel Kelly.
Well,
Lieutenant Colonel.
Oh boy!
Right.
All right, this is getting a little,
Don't encourage this, because what happens is when we leave the parade today, we have to be on even playing field.
Can I tell you that there is another Kelly here who is a veteran? Veronica Kelly, a veteran of the Coast Guard, has joined me and marched with me today.
Oh, that's great.
So the family is well represented.
What a great family tradition you guys
fantastic.
have. What a great family tradition.
tell us real quick, security, crowd control, everything going okay so far?
Yes, everything's going fine. We have significant number of police officers here, and no disruption. So
what a spectacular job you have done for all New Yorkers in your time here as police commissioner.
I've had a lot of help.
Well, we feel a lot safer, and a lot of the reason is because of you and your troops, so to speak.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And thanks for dropping by, Commissioner Kelly. Colonel Kelly, the United States Marine Corps. Great to see you. Pick this up later.
Okay.
Your mom's right there, by the way.
Hello.
She's looking good. Nice to see.
Kenya,
She's got her
there's
pin
all
on.
sorts
Yes.
of equipment in the
Very
way.
nice.
I like that.
All right, well,
very nice.
We'll have you
She's
sit
got
down
the
here
Gold
next.
Star, right?
Antoine Lewis joins us. He's got a special guest.
Absolutely, Greg and Rosanna. Hello and good morning to everyone that's watching us. Terry Holliday is the Commissioner for the Mayor's Office of Veterans Affairs here in New York City. Thank you so much today. We want to talk to you because the Mayor's Office has been very, very committed to making sure that veterans are taken care of.
So we've got about 250,000 vets, 225, 250, and reintegration of veterans into society after they've served in uniform is a very big thing. We're looking for affordable housing, livable wages, educational benefits. We have young men and women who are coming home who have medical needs and mental needs that have to be taken care of, and the resources of the city are available for them. We need to make certain that they are there, and that the Mayor's Office of Veterans Affairs is going to be there to help connect with VA benefits and whatever we need to do to help them make that reintegration possible.
Terry, if there's a veteran watching right now, and a lot of times the pride factor kicks in, and a lot of people may be either unaware or just maybe a little bit shy about, reaching out and saying, I do need help. How are you trying to break through and get the message to these people to let them know that you are there, that the city is here?
You're talking about warrior spirit. So what I would do is dial 311. I would also get a vet to a vet center. Okay, we have 5 of them located throughout the city. They can help. If there's something else that can happen, all they need to do is contact the Mayor's Office of Veterans Affairs, and we'll connect them to the profit, nonprofit, or city agency to make it happen.
Terry Holliday, thank you so much, and thank you for your service with the Air Force. Retired Colonel, correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, we're going to send it to the break, and we'll see you right after this message.
How you doing? I'm Jerry Ferrara. I just wanted to take this moment to wish the troops a very, very happy Veterans Day.
On this Veterans Day, we encourage you to honor, support, and serve America's veterans.
We thank them for their service and sacrifice and are proud to join you today celebrating them at America's Parade.
Hire a veteran.
Welcome back live here in New York City, America's Parade, the Veterans Day Parade. And you see Mr. Met there, who got married this year to Mrs. Met.
I love
you heard
it.
about that?
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Met are just one
there's Mrs. Met right
20,000 people marching in this parade today.
Now, Mr. and Mrs. Met, by the way, and there she is, are actually on a float provided by the Wounded Warrior Project. Have you heard about them? They are fantastic. They do so much for returning veterans, particularly those who have been grievously injured overseas. All kinds of therapy, recreational, occupational. They have a fantastic network that has been finally doing the right thing for our veterans.
They have been a great comfort to so many people. I know a lot of people who've gone to them for help, and they really deliver. They help them get back on their feet again.
Get back on their feet and sometimes just have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes, and there are a lot of social occasions that have been arranged for returning veterans, and they deserve them.
Well, it's a great day for a parade. Oh my goodness, so many people out there supporting our men and women in the military.
Wounded Warrior Marchers here.
Hello.
Hey, hi guys. Hey, you guys look great.
We are being seen across the country, which is fantastic. New York's parade has gone, national.
Let's go through
coast to coast.
Baltimore, Chicago, Dallas, Houston, Minneapolis, Los Angeles, Orlando, Phoenix, Washington, and online. That means pretty much anywhere.
So now it's America's parade.
That's right.
It is no longer New York's
It is
parade.
America's parade in New York.
Fantastic.
And
Well,
joining
it's
us-
a gorgeous day.
Who is this beautiful woman to my right, Greg?
Well, a couple of things. She used to clean my room, make my meals, and she's pretty good with an M16. We're joined by...
Oh, really?
Yes. This is Veronica Kelly, veteran of the United States Coast Guard, and my mother. Welcome, Mom. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
Tell us
Really
about
honored.
your service in the Coast Guard.
Well, it was a unique experience because the Coast Guard was looking for people from the private sector to come into their ranks that had administrative qualities. And based on your resume, you would get third, second, or the highest first-class rating. And I went through the process, and I became a first-class petty officer. And it was really an honor and everything. And after all the pictures were taken, we were in Newsday and all that great stuff.
This is back in the 70s, by the way,
Yes. They said, okay, in order to keep this rank, you have to pass the service-wide exam within 1 year. Now, for a young person coming into the Coast Guard as a seaman, it takes them years to study all this stuff, but I was darned. I was not going to lose that position, and I studied more unbelievable things about dosimeters and pay-based date. And
Was
I
that
got
while you
it.
were raising children?
Yes, yes.
Wow, that's a big
really-
juggle.
It's a beautiful story.
Have you been born then?
You cut to the
Yes.
front of the line, basically. Now listen,
I paid for it. I studied hard.
I know you sure, and you did a lot of active duty in places like Yorktown, Virginia, and not too far away in Governor's Island, and a lot of time on
Governor's
ships.
Island, yes. Yep.
Well,
Had some great experiences, and it was an honor, and it's so exciting. Every year I bring out my honorable discharge button that I'm very, very proud to wear.
yeah, you were in
And,
for a long time, right? How many years?
9.5 years.
9.5 years.
I had started working full time, so I gave it up.
you were in
but
the reserves.
I was 9.5 years.
All right, Petty Officer First Class Veronica Kelly.
Excuse me, it's honorary chief. I was given
Chief!
that honor 2 years ago.
Oh, Greg.
So much protocol with Mrs. Kelly.
You don't know. Chiefs make it run. Chiefs make it run.
Well, it's an honorary position, but I was very proud of that.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for
Good
having
So
to
great
see
to meet you.
I mean, for all your service, for everything. Thank you.
Forever. He's
Yeah,
the making
all
of
the
the
other stuff,
bed.
Chris, all that stuff.
All right, we got to go to Elise
Thank you.
Zwick because she has a special guest. Elise.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jeff Sonberg, president of U-Haul Manhattan and a Navy veteran. Thank you so much for being with us. Can you tell us the initiative that U-Haul has for our troops?
Well, first of all, we started in 1945 with a returning World War II veteran, also Navy veteran, and he saw a dream of do-it-yourself moving, and he started out with a trailer, and we kind of morphed into what we are today. And today you'll see a total of 8 trucks and our float, but each truck is depicted with one of our 5 arms forces, and our Lady Liberty truck, which is in honor of the Americans who died in 9/11. And there's we also, my favorite is Soldier Ride truck, which is Wounded Warrior Project's program. And we just it's a matter of just full support, hiring veterans. We've done about 1,400 veterans last year as far as hiring, and this year we're at 1,200 as of September, and we're well on our way to beating last year. So it's just it's an initiative that we are passionate about, and we want to just continue to see the veterans through.
Thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh,
You're
you're
a proud
welcome.
sponsor of the parade, and we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, we'll be right back.
Happy Veterans Day.
I'm here in the National Mall to commemorate Veterans Day, standing among the war memorials which define our history and remind us of our legacy and of our heritage, from the Great White Fleet of 1907 to those operating forward today. And they're also a great reminder of how lucky we are to have generations of Americans willing to go in harm's way. So as we honor our veterans serving today and who've served us in the past, happy Veterans Day.
Here at Wounded Warrior Project, we think every day is Veterans Day. But on the 11th day of the 11th month, we all know, as a nation, it's time to honor the service and sacrifices of the millions of Americans that have worn a uniform. The Wounded Warrior Project's message to all Americans is that every veteran is special. Irrespective of the peacetime, wartime, 60 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago. Anyone that has worn the uniform of this country and has graciously donated several years of their life to service for their fellow Americans deserves to be thanked and praised. On Veterans Day, it's my sincere hope that all Americans, not just those that come out and line the streets of Fifth Avenue to cheer on the parade, but all Americans pause and reflect and give thanks to the legions of fellow citizens who have worn the uniform of this nation so that we may enjoy all the freedoms that we do.
And we have with us the Executive Director, Steve Nardizzi of the Wounded Warrior Project. Nice to have you back here, Steve. How's everything?
Everything is terrific. It's a great Veterans Day.
The Wounded Warrior Project, I mean, the work you guys do, it's fantastic. And, well, for those who don't know about your group, please tell us.
Sure. Well, we've been around 10 years now.
This is their 10th anniversary.
And I've had the privilege over the last 10 years to work with some of the most amazing individuals, warriors who have had severe physical injuries, burns, amputations, who struggle with invisible wounds, TBI, traumatic brain injury.
What kind of work do you do?
We provide mental health support, physical health support. We help warriors get jobs, get back through their education, really a holistic approach to helping warriors transition.
You're an attorney, right?
I am, yes.
And so how did that work into all this?
I actually started in veteran service representing veterans, working with veterans groups. My dad and my uncle, both World War II vets, proud of their service, got me involved helping vets, and that really led to the start of the project.
And the legal part might come into play because, let's face it, a lot of these guys, they have to fight essentially a bureaucracy, a very complex bureaucracy, to ensure they get all of the benefits that they're entitled to, and they can use them some help, some legal help sometimes.
Absolutely. You know, it's as much as there are great benefits for our warriors, they have difficulty accessing it sometimes, it's particularly on the healthcare side, and a huge need for access to mental health care.
By the way, we're seeing Governor Andrew Cuomo, the sitting governor of the state of New York, go by. Hello, Governor.
Hi, Governor. Come on over and say hi.
You got to come on next time, okay? All right.
Steve, you've got, I think, hundreds of marchers here today from Wounded Warrior Project. Aside from being in a parade, what does it mean to them to be together like that?
Well, you know, it is the camaraderie of being around other warriors that really is the most significant piece of their readjustment. Yeah. We have over 1,000 warriors and family members here in the parade today.
1,000?
Yeah, they're warriors we've helped over time that are successfully readjusted, and one of the things they love to do is to be a beacon for the next warrior out. There's still so many tens of thousands of warriors that need our help, and we're committed to be there for them, and so are their brothers and sisters.
WoundedWarriorProject.org if anyone wants more information.
Absolutely.
Mr. Nardizzi, thank you so much.
Thank you all for having us here.
Great to see you.
I see one of our Grand Marshals coming up. Yes.
Oh.
General Ann Dunwoody, right?
First female four-star general in just a little bit. We'll be right back from New York City.
We better behave.
Yeah, that's right.
This is Rex Ryan. On behalf of the New York Jets, I'd like to thank all the men and women who have served in the armed services, both past and present. Thank you.
In 1945, U-Haul was founded by a veteran, and veterans have literally built this company. So working with veterans is not something we need to consider whether to do it or not to do it. It's something we're going to do. The question becomes how to focus it. It's a very competitive economy out there. We're actively seeking to provide a better service for our customer and to attract the kind of people who will provide that service. Many of these young men and women are just that sort of individual. They're very dedicated to serving their community, they're very results oriented, and they're very team oriented. Integrating these men and women into our organization is the best thing we can do to ensure that we'll be in business.
I think the most important thing you have done to hire and retain veterans is their ability to preach it and also walk it. With the recruiting side, we do a lot with our military bases. We network with a lot of military-focused organizations like Wounded Warrior Project, the VA, different organizations in regards of helping veterans, not just those seeking opportunities, but also veterans who are in need. That's U-Haul's way. It's from the heart, actions taken to support our veterans.
U-Haul has seen people coming out of the Second World War, people coming out of Vietnam, people out of Desert Storm 1, and now people out of Afghanistan and Iraq, and that these people are contributing members of society, and they're the kind of people who have made America great.
Welcome back to America's Parade, the New York City Veterans Day Parade, as the Marines, we believe, from the 6th Communications Battalion in Brooklyn, that's at Floyd Bennett Field in South Brooklyn.
Did you, what was your battalion?
Well, I was in a squadron, Rosanna.
Squadron?
211, VMA 211, VMA 203. It's, but if you go to Rockaway Beach, Rosanna, you pass where they work.
Fantastic.
They are squared away looking, aren't they?
By the way, if you're tuning in from around the country and you've been to New York once, we'll tell you where we are. We're right across the street from the big library, the one with the lions out in front on 5th Avenue. We have a special guest with us.
We do. The first female 4-star general, and she is also one of our Grand Marshals today.
General Ann Dunwoody, welcome. And how are you? Good to see you again. You were on our show a little bit earlier. It's great to have you.
It's great to see you.
It's great to be here.
What are your thoughts this morning?
Gosh, I'm just so honored and thrilled, and to be surrounded by so many wonderful people, so many great veterans, and the supporters of the veterans. Here in New York City, it is America's Parade.
It is America's Parade.
We're wondering where your service has taken you around the world.
Well, first as a dependent, my father was retired after 31 years, so I traveled all over the world as a dependent, Germany, lots of CONUS, and then myself personally back to Europe, Iraq and Afghanistan a lot, as you can imagine, and then around the States.
When you joined the military, I have a feeling you weren't thinking you were going to be a general someday, or were you?
No, when I joined the military, matter of fact, I wasn't even thinking about joining the military. I was going to be a phys ed major and a coach, but I came in for 2 years. For the money back then, but I joined a military that was a values-based institution and found out I love being a soldier and I love leading soldiers.
General Ordiano, excuse me, General Ordiano calls you the greatest logistician ever. How did you do that? What does that mean, by the way? And how did you become such?
Coming from General Ordiano, first of all, it's a, just honor and quite the compliment from a warfighter like himself. That's what I've done all my life, is I've been a logistician from second lieutenant to 4-star general, and I love being a logistician. I love supporting our men and women who are on the front lines, and I wanted every person that worked for me to come to work every day and see how can we do it better.
And the logistics entailed in fighting a war in Iraq or in Afghanistan,
Both.
getting all of those people, all of that equipment, untold number of things that you had to worry about for a long time.
Me and all the people that worked with me, and trust me, it's the people that worked with me, for me, that were the ones that were the real heroes.
But it's all about leadership at the end of the day.
When you started in the military, there were obviously not very many female role models to look up to. Now that's changed thanks to you. Do you realize what footsteps you're leaving behind?
You know, when I came in the military, it was the Women's Army Corps, and you're right, there weren't a lot of female role models. And as we began the integration, myself and the women who came in the same time I did got to have that journey. It was a wonderful journey, and I've never worked for a female. I've worked for male role models, leaders who saw and believed in me. But what I witnessed during my 38-year career is the doors continue to open for women. And when you look today, you know, what they are doing. My niece flies as an A-10 pilot, you know.
Wow.
My sister's a helicopter pilot. There's women on the front lines.
What was that like, though, the day you pinned on that 4th star, the first woman in the history of this country to do so?
If I could not get choked up talking about it, it was the most humbling and honorable day, a memorable day. Well, my dad, who's still alive, a 3-war vet, was there. My family was there, friends, people from elementary school and from almost every unit I'd ever served with were there, and the outpour of support and gratitude, and from people I didn't know, just recognizing that this promotion served as a beacon of hope for their own sons and daughters. It was exciting.
And how do you like New York today?
I love New York. My mom and dad are from New York. I got a lot of New York blood in me, even though I'm a mutt.
Well, we're so proud of you. Thank you for all that you do for our country. You're retired now, right?
I am.
What are you doing? What are you doing? How are you laying back and relaxing, or are you?
Well, part of it. This is a lot of fun. Not so much relaxing yet. Figuring out what we want to do in our next chapter, my husband and I, and seeing our grandkids and my dad and family, and
You could probably
giving
plan.
back.
You could probably plan some logistics. Do something. Plan a trip.
I can do that.
Yeah, who knows? FedEx. I hear they work in logistics. UPS too. General Ann Dunwoody, thank you so much. America's Parade will continue in a moment.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you.
Since our nation's founding, brave Americans from every generation have answered the call to serve in uniform and put their lives on the line to defend this country. America's Air Force is proud to stand with the people of New York City in honoring these American heroes. On behalf of the men and women of your Air Force, thanks for the unwavering support you give to our veterans and their families each and every day. And to all those who serve and have served, thank you, and happy Veterans Day.